Hello guys, welcome to this first lecture. From this first lecture itself, we are going to see the practical implementation. Don't worry if you are not able to understand this programming from this lecture. The main motto of this lecture is to get you familiarized with the compiler. But you guys try to copy this code along with me and try it in your compilers. In the very next lecture, I am going to explain each and every piece of code in detail. So without any further delay, let's get started. Since this is your first lecture and this is your first time with Dev C++, I am going to introduce you to this compiler. So let's get started with compiler now. As you can see on the top left corner, there is an option called File. Click on File and go to New and then select source file here. The shortcut for source file is Ctrl+N. Since this is your first lecture, I am going to tell you every step by step, but in the next lectures I will be doing it with the shortcuts. So what I told you, click on File, go to New and select source file. After selecting the source file, you can see a untitled tab has been opened. So this is where you need to type your code. So guys, let's get started with writing our code. I am telling you again, it is not possible to understand for you guys since this is the first time, but try to code in parallel with me. Okay, so guys, if the font size is too low for you, you have an option to change the font size. So how to change the font size? Go to Tools here. On the top, you can see my cursor on Tools. Select Tools, go to Editor Options. And in the Editor Options, we have so many options to change. Fonts, colors, snippets. In Font section, you have the size. And you can even change the colors of the code. And the snippets, you can select the snippets. In General Options, you have so many options to change. So what I suggest you is to play around with the compiler in order to get more familiarized with the compiler. Okay guys, so let's get resume with our coding. Int main printf hello world. So this is the piece of code. The very next step after writing the piece of code is to get compiled. So how to compile this code? You have F11 on your keyboard. You can directly press F11 on your keyboard, or you have an option here. See my cursor. Compile and run F11. This is the option. So click on that option, or you can directly press F11 on your keyboard. I'm going to press this compile and run button, and immediately you can see a pop-up, a new pop-up asking save as. So it is asking where to save. You can save wherever you want on your PC. So what I suggest you is to create a new folder wherever you want and save all the files which I'm going to tell you in these lectures in the same folder, so that it's very easy to pick up whenever you need. Okay, so for this lecture I'm going to save this on my desktop. So the extension for the C programming is .cpp. You should not change .cpp, okay, but you can remove this untitled and name it whatever you want. I'm going to name it as my first C programming. Okay, so should not change this extension. .cpp is the extension for C programming. So save this. After saving this, you can immediately view another tab gets opened like this. So in this tab, it is written hello world process exited after 0.07774 seconds with return value 0. Press any key to continue. So it's getting something in the new window. Okay, this is the output for the code which we have written. We have written hello world in printf. The same thing printed on the output. So guys, don't worry, you will not be able to understand about this code, but in the very next lecture I'm going to explain this code step by step. The main purpose of this lecture is to get familiarized with you how where to write code, how to compile, and how to save all this stuff. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.